Lift up
So
your shirt.
we're friends.
Lift
with,
up your arm.
What? Oh my God! He didn't even take. We have a friend who steals clothing from Goodwill and then resells it at exorbitant prices.
Should we say his name?
No, let's not incriminate him. He's a cool guy, and he showed up to my bi-weekly poker night last night, and he. So a little backstory about this shirt. He tried to sell me this shirt last time because he couldn't pay off his gambling debt. He tried to be like, "Hey man, I got this cool ass shirt. It looks perfect on you." And I was expecting him to be like, "Here, I got you a shirt. I think it looked good on you." And he was like, $45. So last night he comes back to poker night, loses again, can't pay me again, and I got this shirt at a discount for $29.
Was that all that he lost?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, steal.
Yeah. Huge steal.
I remember this morning cleaning up from your poker night and looking at the shirt on the chair because it was just cloaked over the chair, like so sad looking. And I was
What do you mean
like,
sad looking? This is the shirt of a winner.
Yes, it is. And I remember looking at the shirt of the winner draped over the chair. And being like, oh my God, I know Ryan lost this last night.
Don't say his name.
Oh.
Bryant.
I remember. I'll just say it again.
Okay.
I remember looking at it and just going, oh my God, I know Anonymous lost this last night.
Anonymous be losing, bro.
Anonymous be losing. Sometimes he do be cleaning you guys up.
One time that happened.
Colgate, go away. We're filming podcasts.
That's okay. He can make a little appearance. Say hi to the people, Colgate.
Treat. My favorite thing about that is as he's standing up on the window looking out and you're yelling at him, he's like, who you talking to? The way he moves his head when you're yelling at him is like he knows you're yelling at him, but he doesn't acknowledge you.
I think it's more so that he thinks that we're also barking at the person outside.
Do you want to come up here?
Oh.
Okay, sit. Okay, but you have to be good, okay?
He's like, I want to say something to the people. Oh.
Colgate, lay down. Down.
This is now a 3-person podcast.
You gotta lay down, buddy. Okay, come on. Okay. Stop. We'll see how long this lasts.
He's going to get bored and move.
Yeah, he will.
Or he's going to try to bite his butt.
Or he's going to hear something and jump over us and hurt both of our loins.
Welcome back to Sooki Sooki, the world's first Big Brother sports podcast.
I'm Adouria.
I'm Tian.
And this is Colgate.
Yeah, we have a third member joining us today. He's had a lot of strong opinions develop about this season of Big Brother.
Mostly that he just wants to eat everybody.
Yeah. Sexually.
No, like a cannibal.
Oh, are you saying he's a person?
Yeah, he is a person.
I think in his head he does think he's a person.
He totally doesn't know he's a dog.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't know.
He gets so happy when he sees my friends because he thinks, oh, the homies are over.
Yeah, he's like, oh, our friends are here.
Yeah, our other human friends are here.
Unless it's somebody that he doesn't know, and he's like, I do not know you yet.
I do not know you yet, so I must hurt you.
I'm scared. That's his vibe. Maybe this will...
Sorry.
This will be a good thumbnail.
Yeah. Just put his little dumb face in there.
His dumb little face.
Maybe I'll crop his face on a human body.
Yeah. Guest host.
Yeah, guest host.
But it has to be on like a really shredded body.
Yes, absolutely. Even though he himself is very mushy, he has the spirit of a really jacked guy on steroids.
Should we do some dog ASMR? All right, let's get into it.
I don't even know what happened this week.
This week
Was like, It left a bad feeling in my chest.
Okay, thank you for saying that because I also felt that.
Every week just keeps getting weirder and weirder, you know? And this was one of those weeks that really made me think that, like, this season of Big Brother is extremely volatile. This season of Big Brother is so volatile that, like, in certain ways, good gameplay isn't even a sure thing. It's completely contingent on the emotional mood swings of those around you in the house. And so we enter the week, and let's remind everybody that last week, who went home?
I'm trying to remember. Who did go home? Oh, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah,
Bye, Brooklyn.
I mean, if we were to update our beginning of the season awards, Brooklyn would become most forgettable for sure.
Yeah. She literally did nothing.
She left and we immediately forgot about her.
And she thought she was doing the most the whole time. Everybody thought she was doing the most the whole time. Kenny was like, she's the head of a secret girls alliance.
Yeah, she's like, there's a very good example I thought of, but I can't remember who it is now. But she's like one of those people where...
You must leave. Go. Off.
Off.
Okay, bye.
Good boy. She's like one of those people who just gets gassed up by people shit talking on her, where, you know, like Kenny and whoever else were saying, like, oh, she's the queen bee. She's plotting behind closed doors.
You just know, too, like in her home life, she's just surrounded by people who are just blowing gas up her ass.
Yeah.
They're just like, you're like, oh my God, and you're a mom. You are so slay. You just do it all. Like, and her kids are like, you're the best, Mom. You really do it all.
Isn't that what you want, though?
Yeah, that is what you want. But then, like, you came to Big Brother and you didn't do anything.
Who knows, man? Maybe when we have a family, they're all going to act like that, because I certainly act like that towards you. And then maybe you'll go on Big Brother and just be a total disappointment.
Oh, God, I really hope not. I
think that's exactly what's going to happen.
No, I'm going to be an Angela type. Or I'm going to be like in my 60s, just straight off of Dr. Phil. No, we're not going to be like that.
Impromptu little award I came up with. We're going to give Angela the Survivor Award, because that bitch has clawed her way into week 6.
She might. Tucker thinks he's a legendary Big Brother player. She might be the most legendary Big Brother player.
Yeah.
In that she's stayed alive past week 1.
Yeah, she blew up her game in the very first week.
Yeah.
And has, I wouldn't say recovered, but has become like completely out of the... I wouldn't say that, actually. She was the target this week before Tucker ended up on the block.
Yeah.
She's just been very lucky. And you know what? That is a skill
She
in the Big
wasn't
Brother
the target
house.
before Tucker. She was the target after Tucker was on the block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's been on the block a lot, and she's survived every time. And we're obviously getting ahead of ourselves. But
now at this point, it just feels like, yeah, we are getting ahead of ourselves. Well, I have a lot to say on this, and we'll get there.
So we start off the week with the HOH. And what was the HOH, Adouria?
It's called Sound Bites. Why don't you tell us about it?
It was sound bites, and basically the house guests had to identify... wait, what was it?
You just said you freaking knew.
Let's just glaze over it.
Oh my God.
I can't really remember the mechanism of the game.
Okay. So they played a game called Sound Bites.
Yeah.
And your girl T-Core won.
My girl, my pony. Probably my most prized pony. I paid a good $1 for that pony. And she's riding good.
T-Core wins HOH. Lots of people are very happy for her. There's kind of a cute moment where Rubina and Chemo are just in the bathroom, and Rubina starts crying because she's like, I'm just so happy for her.
Yeah, that was cute.
And in this cute little moment, at some point, Tucker, Chemo, Rubina, and T-Core form a Final Four called Friends. 4 Z's, super stupid, but they're just like, we love working together.
So yes, a smaller sub-alliance forms within the Sixth Avenue Alliance, because at this point, several members have expressed that they didn't really want Angela to be a part of it. She kind of joined the
And that they
alliance,
also don't really like Joseph either.
which is weird.
Nobody likes Joseph.
Nobody likes Joseph. It's so weird.
And I think Joseph is playing a similar game to Quinn. So it's weird that everybody doesn't hate Quinn for playing that game, but they hate Joseph for playing that game.
I don't think they hate him. I think like he's just a weird, off-putting little man.
People don't like the game that he's playing.
Oh, do they not?
Yeah. That
Like
is the
online?
that is the chit chat on the live feed stuff.
Well, I mean, I can't say anything about that, but I just like he hasn't done anything in the house that makes me think, oh, like he's a bad vibe to be around.
Yeah, I agree with that. I 100% agree. I don't have a problem with Joseph. Something else interesting that happens this week is we get to meet the AI instigator, and of course, it's fucking Tucker.
It was either going to be Tucker or it was going to be Angela.
I really wanted it to be Angela. I kept voting for her.
I think ironically, had Angela been the instigator, she would have done almost exactly the same thing as Tucker.
I think she would have like cracked under the pressure.
You think so?
Yeah, and one of the rules is that you can't tell people that you're the AI
Yeah.
instigator.
Maybe that's why they didn't give it to her.
I just think people don't like her, so they didn't vote for her. I voted
Well,
for her.
I mean, they have very good reason not to like her.
Yeah, she's awful.
She's yeah, dude. Can you imagine being her children?
No,
Just like
this is probably the best sum of their lives.
don't say I love you to mom. You know how she gets when you say nice things to her. She's gonna start crying and she's gonna threaten to divorce dad.
She's gonna think you're planning a coup against
Yeah,
her.
exactly.
A coup within our own home.
Darren just said he loved me. He's trying to kill me.
And get the life insurance.
Roll that butt for Chuck, Angela.
Oh my god. I wish it was her.
Me too, but I guess we'll never know.
Yawn, of course it's Tucker. Okay, everybody loves him. He's America's sweetheart. He's the people's princess.
He is also just a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
I know you have your feelings about him, but I think genuinely, like, he came into the game not wanting to lie, and
Yeah, and he also came into the game wanting to like play it how it should be played.
yeah, like spice it up, making it entertaining. So Tucker wins the AI instigator, and he is stoked on it.
Yeah.
Because he's reading the letter. He's like, America has given you the power to mix things up and cause chaos in the house. Dude, you guys know me well.
No, literally.
He was so stoked
He
on
was
it.
so stoked.
Tucker essentially uses Quinn's AI avatar to out his and Rubina's relationship, which was a super cute move on his part because his entire objective with that was just to be able to hold Rubina's hand.
In public.
Yeah,
And not hide it.
And it totally backfired because afterward, Rubina's like, I don't want to blow up your game.
Yeah, no, she was literally crying. And Tucker is probably just like eating himself alive on the inside because he's like, I literally can't tell you that I did this, but I just did this as like a sweet gesture.
Yeah. He seems to really like her, at least for now.
For now.
Dude, initially I thought it could have been an interesting move because it was putting a target on Quinn's back. It was taking a lot of the AI instigator guilt off of himself, you know?
Yeah, but also like by telling everybody that you have this showmance and like officially outing yourselves to the house, you're painting he already has a target on his back. Rubina also already has a target on her back for being associated with him. He just made the target bigger.
Well, I think at this point in the week, he was feeling very comfortable because his alliance was the dominant alliance in the house.
Yeah, but it's like if you really look at the numbers, like they're not that like
No,
not close.
it's a
You know,
separation of one player.
It's a very close game with several. It's kind of like the election. There are several swing states, several swing votes.
Yeah,
every
there's a lot
week.
of undeclared members in the house.
And it's kind of crazy how those players don't even know how much more powerful they are. They are both like the most vulnerable in that they have nobody really, and they're always in talks to be up on the block as just like a third pawn.
Yeah.
However, their vote is extremely powerful, and if they would freaking wake up and realize, like if Leah, Mackenzie, who else is kind of a in the middle floater?
Just those two, really, I'd say.
If they freaking knew how powerful, like Mackenzie at this point has won what, 3 competitions?
2. She's won 2 vetoes.
She's won 2 AI comps,
Oh, yeah, she's won 2 AI comps.
and you don't count the upgrade.
No.
No, but next to Tucker and Angela at this point,
Yeah.
she's won the most amount of comps.
Yeah, she's won 3 overall and 2 of the major comps.
So she actually has something to offer as a competitor of like, hey, I can actually win. You can use me. Blah, blah, blah. You know, like her and Leah should realize how powerful they are.
Yeah, I think I have a suspicion that people in the house are unwilling to work with Mackenzie because they think that she's not good at keeping secrets.
Yeah, they just listen. She doesn't need to be the brains behind any operation.
Yeah.
She can be. At this point, it's critical to have numbers on your side.
Yeah.
Because it's really getting down to the wire. We're getting further and further into the season. The numbers are starting to come closer together, you know.
Yeah.
At this point, it's really all about numbers. How many people do you have on your side versus the side that you're trying to get out? They need her. She can win comps sometimes. And she doesn't need to be the brain. She could just be the bronze. Honestly, like, we'll talk about it when we get to our discussion at the end of it. But, like, if Cam and Chelsea just would work with her, they could have a very, like, powerful threesome right there.
So that all happens, and we do get a funny moment with Angela where she kind of bids adieu to Brooklyn while eating cheese.
Eating cheese and freaking meat. That is so funny.
She found the rest of her charcuterie board, and she ate it in spite.
Was it this week that she freaking... I think it was this week, right? Because it's T-Core's HOH, where she knocks on the HOH door, and they open the door, and it's T-Core and Chemo, and she comes in and immediately starts crying, and they're like, what's wrong?
Oh, yeah.
She's like, am I the target this week? And they're like, no, baby, go back to sleep.
They didn't even baby her. They were like, no, Angela, that doesn't make sense. And she was like, okay, I'll go back to my corner.
Yeah, I feel like she's just like, what are those things? Gremlins? You can't get them wet and don't feed them after 12.
Yeah, you can't.
I feel like she's one of those.
Yeah, dude. She was itching to blow up on somebody, and you could tell. You could tell that her
It's
emotions
been a while. It's been a while since she got to have a good blow up.
True.
So throughout all of this, T-Core, it kind of is obvious who her first 2 noms are going to be, which is Mackenzie and Cam, since she has no allegiances to them. Tucker volunteers himself, but is also like, I don't really want to, but
So
because...
why volunteer then?
Well, he felt obligated because he's offered it to literally every single HOH except for Angela. So he felt obligated to do it so that she gets less blood on her hands, make the HOH easier for her.
Yeah.
And then immediately after he offers himself up in his diary room, he's like, I regret that.
Yeah, he shouldn't have done that. As we can, we will soon see.
Yeah. We'll get
But
there.
yeah, he offers himself up as pawn. So the nominees for this week are Cam, Mackenzie, and Tucker. And we head into the veto competition thinking like, all right, Tucker's probably just going to fucking win.
Yeah. I really thought he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But lo and behold, his streak is broken. But first,
What?
Ooh. I did a Julie.
Okay, Miss Julie.
But first, the competitors for the veto competition are Cam, T-Core, Mackenzie, Tucker, Angela,
Joseph.
and
Yeah.
Joseph.
Yeah.
And fast forward a couple of rounds of this game, which is it's kind of like a catapult game where you have to hit robots with certain scores.
It's the famous Big Brother game where everybody gets to go home with a prize.
Yeah.
It's a classic Big Brother game. You know, people are going home with punishments. People are going home with prizes. Nobody wants to play this competition. Everybody wants to play this competition. Do we want to talk about what everybody got? Because I wrote it down.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going through the competition, and of course, Tucker finds himself in the final two. So the way the game works is that you shoot a ball at a robot, you get a score, and as long as you don't get the lowest score of the round, you get to stay in the game.
Yeah. So every round it becomes harder because they don't like reset every round. Every round, whatever got knocked down stays down. So now they're running out of options. It's becoming harder to hit bigger numbers.
Yeah.
It's down to Tucker and Cam.
Yeah. And Tucker flubs it. Tucker hits a nothing, and all Cam has to do is hit anything at all, and he wins the veto, and he does.
It's kind of crazy to me, too, because in the middle of this, like, showdown that's happening, that's not really a showdown, Cam is talking such a big game in his diary room, and he's like, this is the duel everybody's been waiting for. I'm going to finally get my first win. Everybody's been waiting for it. And I'm like, dude, nobody knows you're here.
Yeah.
You also won most forgettable bitch.
Well, I feel like he started off throwing comps, and then at a certain point he was like, wait, what the fuck?
He's like, no, I need to win. We'll talk about it when we get to our discussion portion. But yeah, I mean, he was just like, this is the duel everybody's been waiting for. I'm like, what?
Yeah, no one's been waiting for this. If anything, the duel everyone's been waiting for is Quinn and Tucker.
Yeah,
and
but
we
already had that, you know. Yeah, so Tucker, wonk, Cam wins.
Tucker chokes, Cam wins with a measly score of 12. And so, as we mentioned before, they get rewards or punishments. It's a classic Big Brother competition. The first person out is Joseph, and he grabs the veto, as is tradition in Big Brother. Next person out was Angela, and she got saddled with Into the Matrix.
Yes.
Which, judging by the name right off the bat, I was like, this is going to be a punishment.
Yeah, obviously.
So she gets saddled with that. She obviously takes the power veto from Joseph.
Yeah.
Next person's house, Mackenzie, and she gets a vacation for Hawaii.
Yeah, good
which
for her.
I was happy for her because she's had a rough shake in this game. And
yeah,
I was
every
hoping,
day she's fighting for her life.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to work with her. She doesn't know why.
And you could really feel the culmination of all the shit that she's been through come out of her in that moment, because as soon as she wins it, she starts bawling.
She did?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember.
And she was so happy because at least she'll get something for her family out of this, because we know she ain't winning. Next one out is T-Core, and she gets
radiation eradication.
Radiation, which she mispronounces.
Duh, she's British.
She said radiation eradication.
Yeah. She's not Queen of the Nerds.
Not anymore. She's been crocheting too much.
Which she swaps with Angela and takes the veto temporarily.
Yeah.
Kind of nice of her to not. It honestly is impressive to me how nice everybody is this season, because in all the previous seasons, people are like, yeah, I'm taking that trip from you and giving you this really shitty punishment. Like, people are savage. Nobody took Mackenzie's Hawaii. Nobody even thought about it or considered it.
Yeah.
So T-Core swaps and gives Angela radiation eradication, takes the veto. Then Tucker's out.
Tucker's out.
And
he
Tucker
gets
does
$5,000.
A nice thing.
Yeah. He does a very sweet thing. He knows the veto is going to be taken by Cam, and he didn't want T-Core to have to suffer through a punishment, which is most likely what she was going to be saddled with. Also, a little bit of a game move. She's the HOH.
Yeah, it is a good look on him. So he takes the veto, gives T-Core the $5,000. He takes the veto knowing Cam is for sure going to take the veto from him. And then
Which he does.
Cam takes the veto and gives him, what's his punishment again? It's like
his punishment is he has to answer. Is the BBAI encyclopedia?
BBAI assist bot.
Yeah.
Like something like that.
So, and this was hilarious because it's another classic Big Brother punishment just reskinned. And it's one of those where you have to wake up and do a task. Or like do a task whenever
for a week at any point, whenever somebody, some like random voice overhead comes and asks you a question, you have to go find it out.
Exactly. And I've always just thought that Tucker's the kind of guy who's willing to like suffer, you know?
Yeah. It kind of seems like he is, I don't know how much of a BB fan he is before this, but I think he came into the game like, it's always nice to watch people come to the game and they're like, I'm going to do the punishments. I'm going to eat this slop. I'm going to take
I want to get the full gamut.
I want the full experience, even though it's awful, you know?
Yeah.
And it's great when people come in with a mindset like that.
Yeah. And it was definitely a nice move. It was definitely a good game move. And it wasn't that bad. It wasn't the worst of the punishments because we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what the worst punishment is. Yeah, so at some point in the episode, fun little Big Brother likes to remind us that, it's a tough game, but it's also about fun.
It's also about fun.
It's also about fun and friends that you make along the way.
Yeah.
So at one point in the episode, Rubina was teaching Angela how to twerk.
Yes.
And it was honestly adorable watching her learn how to twerk because she was so excited. There's a lot to love about Angela. She's kind of like a baby.
She literally is a baby.
Yeah.
She's a big baby.
And babies are often annoying, when they're not feeling emotionally well. Babies can be loud.
Babies throw fits because they're feeling all these feelings and they don't know how to communicate them.
Right. And babies are often very cute. And Angela was definitely very cute here.
Okay.
I thought it was adorable.
Angela learns how to twerk. This information is only relevant because then Tucker uses a Rubina avatar to name Angela as the butt rolling queen.
Yeah, just a fun little shout out. He just wanted to cause a little bit of mayhem and have a little fun. And nobody liked it.
Nobody liked it. Everybody starts assuming Angela's the BBAI instigator.
Yeah.
What's funny to me is Tucker then goes to Angela and is like, people are starting to think you're the BBAI instigator. Maybe you should like get on it and tell people you're not. And she goes, why would I ever do anything as stupid as what the BB instigator's done?
Yeah, dude.
She immediately shits on what he's been doing, which I just loved because I was literally like, really, that's what you're doing with the power? Like, you're just, Angela's the butt rolling queen. Keep rolling your butt for Chuck, girl. Like, it was lame. And I just love that he was like, people think you're the hacker. And she's like, whatever they're doing sucks. I would never do something so lame.
Yeah, I would never stoop so low I would do something more
Imagine,
juicy.
like, the lowest of the low person in the house. Because Angela's definitely at the bottom of the totem pole in everybody's eyes.
Yeah.
Imagine the person at the bottom of the totem pole just shitting on you.
Yeah. And
telling you what you did was lame.
Yeah. And another fallout from that conversation, and this is probably the most crazy I've seen Angela, is that Tucker says to her, hey, people are starting to think that you're the BB instigator. Mm-hmm. They're starting to become suspicious of you. And then in her diary room, she's like, oh, Tucker.
That's not what sets her off.
It's that he says that he's going to take her to the end.
It's that he's like, hey, I always have your back. You have my back. What I did that one time at the veto ceremony, like, I meant that, and I'll always have your back. And I know Rubina and I have a showmance, but you and I had something before that. And you can watch her like spiraling in the moment because she's sitting on that freaking lounge chair, just like with like sunglasses, like.
Yeah, and she's crying and
she's holding it together.
And Tucker was like, I love you. And she was like, I love you too. And then right after in the diary room, she's like, I have to do something unthinkable. I have to rally against Tucker. Yeah.
It's so crazy how she does it.
I think I have to do something terrible.
It's so dramatic how she does it.
Yeah, she's living in like a Game of Thrones-esque world in her head.
She is the main character of her own story.
So she loses her mind.
She loses her mind. She goes to Quinn and Mackenzie, and maybe somebody else is there. I just remember seeing Quinn and Mackenzie. And she goes, Quinn, this is the second time I'm going to trust you, okay? It's you and me, baby.
And
But
Quinn
we need to get Tucker out.
And Quinn immediately in his diary room was like, I'm gonna tell people.
He's like, yes, you should not be trusting me. Immediately runs upstairs to T-Core and is like, dude. No. Does he tell Tucker before or after T-Core?
After, because T-Core tells him to tell Tucker. She was like, I don't really know what to do with this information, and I think if I act on this, it's going to do something to compromise my game. So why don't you go? Why don't you go take the temperature with Tucker first?
So Quinn goes to tell T-Core, and he's like, dude, Angela just did this. Just wanted to give you the heads up. That's crazy.
By the way, T-Core would make an excellent lawyer because she's so good at like talking without saying anything.
Yeah. She does a lot of like listening.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see that her wheels are turning when she's thinking.
Yeah, and she's not willing to say anything that jeopardizes her game.
Yeah. I would love for her to win.
I think she might.
So then Quinn goes to Tucker and is like, hey, Tucker, I'm paying you back for using that veto. Here's a piece of information you might want to know.
Yeah.
Angela wants to go against you. So then Tucker is like, she's my ally. I have to see if what people are saying is true. Goes to Angela and is like, hey, I know things get crazy in the game.
Yeah.
Like he treats her like a freaking like bomb that could go off at any second.
He's trying to talk her off the ledge.
Hey girl, things can be crazy in here. And then she was still crying, but not really. It didn't seem like she was buying into what he was saying.
I think she was.
I think she was like, I have no choice.
It could be a confluence of both because I think it showed that Tucker was serious about working with her because instead of just trying to get under the plan that she was hatching, he went up to her and talked to her and reassured her.
I don't know. I feel like she's probably like, well, obviously what I told Quinn has now come back to Tucker, so I can't really trust him like I just did. I think she's like, has no other options but to lean on Tucker in this moment.
I don't know. I think she bought it. I will just agree to disagree on that.
Yeah. So, and then Tucker tries to go do damage control with T-Core. He goes to T-Core and is like, put up Leah on the block. Don't put up Chelsea on the block. Don't put up, he's basically
put
just
up
like,
Leah, don't put up Angela.
yeah, he's like, don't put up Angela. Don't put her up. And she's
and
like,
his rationale for this was that like she's one of our numbers. She's liable to fly off the handle like that. We shouldn't take it too seriously. And we should just keep like the bigger alliance alive.
Yeah, and also as long as she's in the house, like the target is always going to be on her, you know?
No, I don't think she's a bigger target than Tucker.
No, but she's a bigger target than everybody else in that alliance.
Yeah.
Except for Tucker. She's a bigger target than T-Core. She's a bigger target than Chemo. She's a bigger target than Rubina-ish.
Yeah. So, he has a weird attachment to Angela. I will say that.
Yeah, it is so bizarre to me that she blows up on him, tries to destroy his game, and then he's like, no, we're still working together. And he keeps pushing that like he's doing it because it's all about his word. But it's like the Big Brother, like we've heard it before, the Big Brother house is known for bouncing checks. You're allowed to say stuff, especially if somebody screws you over. You then totally have free reign to no longer honor your word to that person.
Yeah.
So it's weird to me that he's so like, I have to honor my word.
I don't know, man. Maybe he feels like she's an underdog, and maybe he feels like empathetic to that.
I just feel like their relationship is so weird and kind of icky to me.
Icky? Why is it icky?
It just feels so weird to me that they're so like codependent on each other in this Big Brother house. It just feels a little weird to me.
I think it feels that way, maybe because we haven't seen everything that goes on in the live feeds, but maybe they have a very close relationship we just don't know about. It did feel a little out of nowhere, though.
Yeah.
Considering all the stuff that we have seen, which is that, like I don't think I've seen Tucker and Angela have a conversation alone since week 2.
Yeah. I honestly thought Tucker was going to forget about Angela. I thought him using the veto on her was just like him trying to stir stuff up and do something crazy in the moment.
Yeah.
And then I thought when she walked in on him forming an alliance with 5 other people and was like, "Can I join this?" And he was like, "Nobody's saying anything. Nobody's saying anything." I thought he was like, "Oh shit, like now she's stuck to me."
Yeah.
I did not think he was going to like really push to maintain and build this relationship in the house with her. So very bizarre.
Yeah, and like any normal person would want like an ally who's loyal to them, and clearly Angela's willing to backstab you at any moment.
Yeah, she's just kind of so easily triggered. You don't really know at what point, at any moment, you could say the wrong thing. You could say cereal, and it could set her off, and she'll freaking like go try to blow up your game.
Yeah. So it is super, super odd how much he goes to bat for her.
Yeah.
And we get to the nomination ceremony. Oh, before that, we got to talk about Angela's punishment and also Joseph's punishment. Let's talk about Joseph's first because his is a little less, So Joseph gets the punishment into the matrix from the veto competition. And what this entails, I already knew it was going to be something to do with Matt.
We all knew, right away because it was Matrix. Big Brother, Allison Grodner, if you're watching, this is the sort of fucked up, mentally destroying shit that I like to see. As a Big Brother viewer, I want to watch people lose their shit and come out broken. You know? For 24 hours, Joseph was locked in not just solitary confinement with
Matt's
who
AI
could forget
avatar.
about our first evicted house guest, Matt's AI avatar, talking nonstop for 24 hours.
Yeah, and I don't even want to repeat it because it was just so like it was just so hard to listen to for a long time. It was like, hey, how about we think of all the things that rhyme with Matt? Hat, bat, doormat. Yeah.
Welcome, Matt.
I think Crazy Eyes wasn't a good nickname for me. I think Crazy Abs would have been a better nickname.
Yeah, no, literally that for 24 hours. I think being in solitary confinement. It's consignment. Bitch loves a sale. I think being in solitary confinement with nothing is better than being in solitary confinement with somebody's AI avatar talking for 24 hours.
Yeah, especially when the AI talks like an AI and it's like completely monotonous. And
I want to see Dan Giesling come up with a funeral in that situation.
Oh yeah, it would have never happened.
No way.
Would have never happened.
No way.
If it was Jerry on the AI.
Oh my God.
Oh no, that wasn't the right season.
No, but that would have been funny.
Yeah. And now we move on to a more tragic punishment.
Angela's
radiation eradication.
Yeah.
And it looks kind of fun at the beginning. She just has to move a bunch of balls.
It started out on a good vibe. So she has to use this really tiny, like, stick.
Yeah, it's like the stick that you use to pick up trash on the side of the road.
Yeah, to transport 1,000 tiny balls over to some, like, radiation waste bin.
Yeah.
And she has 12 hours to move all 1,000 balls over. She can only move one at a time. And periodically, she has to get, like, cleaned from the radiation.
Yeah.
And she has to get in the shower, get sprayed with goop, and then get sprayed with water.
Yeah, and on anyone else, I could see this being a fun challenge. But she wasn't made for hard labor, dude.
I think it would always end up this way with anybody. Because after, like, I mean, even, like, 2 hours.
You think everybody in the house would bawl their eyes out and start, like,
I don't
screaming?
think everybody would cry. I do think a lot of people are likely to cry, but after like a couple hours, like It's hard. She did that for 9 hours. That's hard on your body. You're tired. You can't sleep. You have a certain amount of hours to get it done because you don't want to get docked on the next HOH comp. Like, it's hard on your body after a certain amount of time. I think a lot of people would probably have a similar reaction where they're crying by the end of it.
I don't think so. I think, like, had it been Tucker, had it been Mackenzie, they would have just taken it on the chin.
Yeah, Tucker. Okay, but Tucker's not even a real person. Of course, Tucker's not going to cry. But I'm just saying, like, I do think a lot of people would be likely to cry. I don't think it's that bizarre that she cried.
No, I think she's soft.
So they start off cheering her off, like, in the beginning, and then obviously, like...
They cheered her on the whole time. Everyone stayed outside.
No. People were outside with her the whole time. It starts off, though, more, like, cheery, happy-go-lucky, and then at some point, like... She just can't take it. She's crying. She's getting blasted with goop.
Yeah.
It's like 4 a.m. People are throwing towels on her.
Yeah. Everyone was very sweet in the house. Like we said, this is a very nice season of contestants.
Yeah.
Everybody stayed out till God knows what hour, waiting for her to be done and cheering her on, giving her towels. Even Mackenzie was like, me and Angela haven't always seen eye to eye, but I think it's important for me to stay out here and support her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was nice.
And then after she nearly gets done, it starts getting happy again. And she's like, oh, my God, the sky is blue.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that was so... The sky is blue. Yeah. They just treat her like a little baby.
Yeah, they literally do.
Like, she literally just is the baby of the house.
You have to put your toys away, Angela.
No!
You have to get washed off. You're covered in radiation.
No!
Yeah, it ended up being not that fun to watch, to be honest. That was a sad one. And,
yeah, but they always have one like that in that competition, like one punishment that like
is brutal.
That takes you like 12 hours to do, and it's physically grueling. You know?
Yeah, it takes you to the brink of what you can handle as a human. So something we forgot to mention was that Quinn was getting his riz on this episode with Leah, and it was incredibly uncomfortable to watch.
Incredibly one-sided, incredibly embarrassing.
Yeah, and Leah's not at fault here. She's doing everything she can to make sure Quinn knows that he's friend zoned.
Yeah.
But he just, you can't. The heart wants what the heart wants, So he keeps just pursuing it. He's like, I'm gonna flirt sometimes.
He's like, me and Cam, we're in the same league.
Yeah, literally.
We're the same.
So he really goes to bat for her.
Yeah.
He's whispering in T-Cor's ear like, hey, maybe we shouldn't put up Leah, this and that. Angela directly took a shot at our alliance. She's a better option.
We get to the veto meeting. Cam obviously takes himself off. Tucker is really pushing for Leah to go up. T-Cor, has Quinn in her ear, like, don't put Leah up. And T-Cor doesn't want to ruin her. Even though she's not working with Leah, she doesn't want to ruin that relationship just yet.
Yeah, and she definitely has more of an incentive to put up Angela. Like, it was the logical move to put up Angela because she actively conspired against your alliance. So now we have Angela, Tucker, and Mackenzie on the block coming into eviction night. And I don't know. I felt like Tucker was pretty safe at this point.
I thought so too. I don't know. I wasn't sure because you just don't know until the AI comp who's really going home. Because, at this point, so we roll into the eviction episode and Chelsea's like, maybe we could get Tucker out. And it feels like every big move that they make, they're almost stumbling upon it because you just don't really know. You can't really plan until after the AI comp.
Yeah, 100%. Everything's a lot more up in the air. And I think because of that, most of the players this season are reactionary because they're kind of forced to be. And that's why the plans feel a lot more in the moment. Because they are.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean they're not good game moves. They're just reacting to their situation,
Yeah. It just feels weird that they didn't realize sooner that they should get Tucker out.
They probably assumed he was going to win the veto. And once he didn't win the vetoes, people started thinking maybe he won't win the AI arena.
His streak is over.
Yeah. People really do believe in the streak theory.
They do.
Yeah. And so he does stay on the block, and we head into the AI arena with Angela, Mackenzie, and Tucker, and Who wins the AI arena?
Mackenzie.
Mackenzie wins the AI arena.
It's so crazy, too, because it's a puzzle. And Tucker loves puzzles.
So in his post... Oh, well, we'll get there. Yeah, and Tucker does love puzzles. And you would think Angela would be very good at puzzles.
You would think.
You would think.
She seems like she stays home and does a lot of puzzles.
She does seem like a puzzle doer. So Mackenzie wins the AI arena. She comes off the block. Mm-hmm. And now it was starting to seep in that Tucker might be going home.
Yeah, and also, like, who wants... Not that T-Core is really involved in him leaving at all, except for the fact that she nominates him, but who wants to have their week wasted on Angela?
Sorry. You choked on saliva.
It's okay.
I'm keeping this in.
Okay.
I want them to see every part of me.
Ew. You have to keep that in, too.
I am keeping that in.
It saves the pod.
You have to clip that.
Yeah.
And, okay, so the thing I was going to say was... Sorry, for the viewers at home. I'll be better.
Sorry for the viewers in the splash zone.
Yeah, seriously. You're wet now. Wet bitches. So the thing I was trying to talk about is that, in a way, Tucker sowed the seeds of his own demise in more than one way, because the thing that started this whole thing off was his AI instigator with Rubina.
Oh, yeah. Because he
did
told Angela, people think it's you.
Yeah. So he did the Rubina AI thing where, you know, you're the queen of twerk, whatever. People start getting suspicious of Angela. He tells Angela. Angela starts becoming suspicious of him.
Yeah.
Tries to backstab him.
Yeah.
Now she's the target.
Yeah.
And he wants to protect her.
Yeah.
So he really did himself in, especially because he put himself on the block.
It's kind of beautiful because the way that he leaves is also the way that Cedric left, in that they both put themselves up there. It's kind of beautiful, poetic. Justice.
And I bet Quinn's just feeling like the dog.
Quinn feels on top of the world.
Yeah.
He feels like he did the most, and he has like the most nothing game.
Who knows, man? Who knows, man? Maybe he'll turn it around.
Yeah. So Mackenzie wins, and people are voting between Angela and Tucker. I think it's 3 votes against Angela, and
it's 3-5.
Yeah, because it's Rubina, T-Core, or no, Rubina, Chemo,
T-Core.
Joseph.
No, Rubina, T-Core, Joseph.
No, T-Core's HOH. You can't
vote.
Yeah,
you're right. It's Rubina, Joseph, and
Chemo.
Chemo, yeah.
And then everybody else takes the opportunity to get. Everybody else takes the opportunity to get him out.
Should have picked a Mackenzie when you had the chance, dude.
If they voted out Angela and they didn't get rid of Tucker, I would have been so embarrassed for everybody in there.
Yeah. But as we've seen time and time again this season, everyone is like a very smart voter.
Yeah.
And they're ballsy, man, because they didn't really know if they had the numbers. All they had was Leah Mackenzie's word.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they don't really know, like, the interesting thing about Leah and Mackenzie is that everyone on either side of the house thinks that they're both unaligned and working with the other side of the house.
Yeah. They're kind of just like not... They're free agents, kind of.
I think free agents is the perfect way to describe them. I don't think they're floating.
No, Mackenzie really wants to play. You can see that she really wants to be a part of, like, making moves and winning competitions. And I think Leah probably views herself as, like, a quiet mastermind in the background because, like, Quinn and Cam are both feeding her information.
I don't agree, and that's purely because at one point in the episode, they make it a point to show her going, Pentagon? What's the Pentagon? I don't know about anything. In the diary room.
No, I'm not saying that she is, but I think she probably views herself as that. Like, she views her game as, like, the quiet mastermind game.
I don't know, man. There's been so many times in the past when she's like, I just want to have control in this house, where I feel like she definitely feels like an underdog.
Okay, maybe she knows. Maybe she knows she's an underdog.
She's definitely precarious. Like, she's in a precarious position. But also, like, if you think about it in a different way, she and Mackenzie are in the best spot.
They're in the worst spot at the same time they are in the best spot, in that, like, they're not anybody's like number one choice, like like final two. They're nobody's closest ally. They're not a part of any alliances officially.
Yeah.
But they both have like the most powerful vote.
It also seems like they're not really like working together anymore.
No, I don't know if you want to talk about that, but that's because something that happened on the live feeds that Mackenzie was trying to start an alliance with Tucker that didn't include Rubina, and it also happened to not include Leah, and then Leah found out about it and got mad that Mackenzie was making alliances without her. You don't have to keep that, but that's...
No, I will keep that.
That's why they're not really working together.
Well, that makes sense. Because I was going to say, like, it would be very, like, advantageous for both of them if they just had a final two. But they don't.
Yeah. And I think Leah has attached herself...
Sorry.
Choked on more saliva?
No, it was still from the first batch.
More choke.
Yeah, more choke. I'd be choking.
I think Leah has hitched herself to Cam so much that like she doesn't really have. She has Quinn, but like you're very popular today.
It's just after poker night.
All the boys be talking.
All the boys be asking.
Boys be like, "Yo, you broke? Yeah, you're broke."
You think that's how boys talk?
Yeah, you're all just talking about how broke the other one is.
Yeah, I thought it was very sweet how yesterday during poker night you came out briefly to say hi to everybody and then immediately went back in.
I was gonna try to hang, and then I was just like, I'm not involved in like what's happening, so I can't really socially contribute.
But you know what it is? No one's really involved in what's happening because everyone is just like talking at the top of their lungs.
Yeah. I can't really hang with that, so I was just like, I'll leave.
All my friends are comedians, and they don't shut up.
Everybody's talking.
Yeah.
It's 10 people talking at the same time at max volume.
Also, go see Stony McBlaze at the Coca Loca Lounge or whatever it's called.
Stony McBlaze would be playing somewhere at called Coca Loca Lounge.
Apparently, it's a new comedy club.
Wow.
In
LA?
It's right next to the Chinese theater.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I bet it's going to end up like the rest of them.
Maybe.
Who knows? Maybe it'll be a new, amazing theater. Could
be. Anyway, enough about comedy. Tucker goes home. Bye. Do you want to make a gun noise?
R.I.P.
Turned into glue.
I lost another one.
Shocking, to be honest.
I was ready for him to go home. Honestly, I'm surprised Angela's still there. I'm surprised I still have any ponies left in this race.
Well, you have good ones. You still have good ones. You have Cam and Chelsea, and they seem to be like taking back control in the house.
And Angela.
Dude, she's like a fucking cockroach.
She's going to leave this week. Or if she doesn't leave this week, she's going to win.
Should we do something if she wins?
Like,
should we do something fun if she wins?
Should like kill ourselves? But what should we do if we win? Play shuffleboard?
Should we try to get her nominated as the next governor of Utah?
No, dude. She's going to ruin this world. She should not. She is the last person who should be in a position of power.
She is totally someone who I can see like...
Hey, life or death. Who would you vote for? Donald Trump or Angela?
I kind of stepped on my joke, but okay.
Oh, sorry. Were you going to say, bring up Donald Trump?
I was going to say she's the Donald Trump of the house. Because she's making it way further than any... She's just a fucking irrational...
She's way less supporters, though.
No, but she's still alive.
She's still
there.
alive.
If Angela ran for president, I feel like she could win.
She probably could.
She could win just by emotionally damaging the other candidates.
Yeah. No, here's what she would do. She would just start crying about something that they said and then start making up some sort of conspiracy that she thinks that they're doing based on one thing that they said, based on the word milk. And then she would just not stop talking the whole time and they'd have to lose.
Yeah, they'd forfeit.
She'd get escorted off the stage probably.
So everybody,
the debate
this
ended
November,
hours ago.
Fill in Angela. We're going to write her in. If she wins Big Brother, we're going to write her into the ballots.
I don't want to be a part of this.
I'm kidding. Obviously, we're not doing that.
I don't remember when Donald Trump was running against Hillary and like 1,000 people voted for Harambe.
Yep. Certain people voted for Kanye too.
I don't want to be a part of something like that.
I know. I'm just kidding. Those people are lame. All right.
But if she does win, I don't know. I feel like we're gonna have to do something crazy, like bake a nuclear weapon into a pie, or like go dump oil in an ocean,
or adopt like 6 kids and then make them work in the fields. What? Where did that come from, Tian?
Or we're gonna have to go like let Colgate loose on a crowded mall.
Here's what we're gonna do. If Angela wins, we're gonna go and beat the shit out of Matt.
Yeah, I like that. If Angela wins, we all have to beat up Matt.
Yeah. Everyone who's watching this podcast, you're in it now. You're in the plan.
You
okay?
also have to. You're like implicit in the crime now.
Yeah.
Officially.
Also, if you do this, $52. We won't even mention it again. Okay?
Yeah, we'll never mention.
It's actually 54 now. It's 54
we'll never
now.
mention the $54 again.
Yeah. So
if you help us beat up Matt.
If Angela wins, we're gonna go kick the fuck out of Matt. We're probably gonna get our ass beat. We need at least 8 people.
Yeah.
We need at least 8 people to beat Crazy Eyes.
I just imagine like a bunch of tiny people like crawling over Matt.
What?
That's the only way we're gonna get him is if we all crawl over him.
Yeah, because again, I'm 4'11". So
Yeah, you're 4'11".
anyway, that was quite a week. And it ended up being way more eventful than I could have possibly imagined.
Every week, I'm just like, whatever I think is the last thing is going to happen always ends up being the thing that happens. It's so crazy.
There's been a lot of fucking twists and turns. And I'm almost like ready for there to be a calm week where everything happens according to plan. Because I feel like if every week is crazy, then it just kind of gets like too much. You know?
At the end of every week, I feel emotionally exhausted.
Yeah, me too.
I'm like, huh? What happened? Wake me up when the new HOH is here.
When Tucker got evicted, I legitimately felt like kind of sick. I was like, this is weird, bro.
I was like, that's how he's going out?
Yeah.
It was just kind of like, oh, like a sad death.
So when the AI arena was going on, we had been talking about, like, it looked like Tucker wasn't even really trying. Like, maybe he was mentally broken or something.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, she's a little bit of a conspiracy theorist about Big Brother.
I've never been a conspiracy theorist until this season. I should mention.
There is, I mean, I don't blame you. There's a lot of fishy stuff happening.
There's a lot of fishy
But I
stuff.
I don't blame you for feeling that way, but at the same time, I'm choosing to believe that it's just because there's a lot of lunatics in the house.
Yeah, listen. Things be looking how they be looking, but there's no solid proof or facts of anything. So we will not talk about those theories that might be strongly held by some people on this
Just
podcast.
talk about it. Just talk about it.
No, I think this is the perfect way to say we're not talking about it. The things that you think we're going to talk about, we're not going to talk about.
Yeah, we would never stoop so low, okay?
We would never stoop so
9/11
low.
might have been an inside job, but but that's got proof behind it.
Yeah, well, 9/11 was an inside job, but that doesn't mean that everything is an inside job, even though some of us here in this house believe that some things are inside jobs.
So yeah, he looked like he wasn't trying, and then in the post eviction interview, he said that he was building the puzzle backwards.
What?
Yeah, he thought he was.
Oh, yeah. I remember. Oh,
Yeah.
my God. It just felt like nobody would have written that end for him, you know?
Yeah.
So that's just
Exactly.
why.
Nobody would have written that end for him.
That's why it must be written.
They're trying to throw us off their scent.
Yeah, they're trying to. I also told you can cut this out, but I will just remind you that I did say this. If he had left, I was going to always assume he was a plant. If he had stayed, I was always going to assume he was a plant. There was no way. Whatever happened, I was always going to assume he's a plant.
So yeah, you're not exactly an unbiased party in this.
No, and I know I'm not.
Yeah. And I think it's totally fair for you to think that way.
Yeah,
But
I know.
to be perfectly transparent, we just don't want to delve into anything that's not like set in stone.
Yeah, there's not,
If Tucker does a tell-all and says that this and that happened,
I signed my life away to CBS. It's gonna
we
be.
will talk about that.
It'll be his 60 minutes tell all. Julie Chen cornered me in the dressing room.
And with this shocking eviction, our week comes to a close. Yeah, this is a tough week to predict.
This was a tough, weird week.
It wasn't fun or entertaining in the same way that when Tucker removed Angela off the veto block, that week was like the peak of fun and entertaining this season.
Yeah.
This week felt like a little bit like there's something icky about it.
It felt like he attached himself to a burning ship and he somebody was like, hey, lifeboat over here. And then he was like, no, I gotta go down with the ship because I'm the captain.
Yeah, I think something you said earlier on in another episode that made sense to me was that he felt like he was responsible for her after removing her off the block.
Yeah, which I thought that was not going to happen. I thought he was going to forget about her or, try to get her off of him, not really want to align himself. I thought he was taking her off the block with the incentive of causing drama, not with the idea that he was going to continue to work with her and feel responsible for her.
Yeah.
I had no idea that's what he was trying to do.
I mean, both ways are equally plausible because they're both kind of stupid.
Yeah.
They're both a little bit naive, thinking that Angela would go away or thinking that Angela would be a good person to work with.
I think he was like, I blow up, she blow up, together we blow up. Together we no blow up.
Did you ever see that Mad TV episode where Bobby Lee is like a scientist in North Korea?
No.
But he's also kind of like a little bit slow. And then they were like making a propaganda film. And they had Bobby Lee. They were like, come on, just go in there and do science. And he goes up there and he's like, I science, you science, we scientists together.
No, I didn't see that.
That's looking how I feel like Tucker thinks about Angela.
Probably.
I blow up, you blow up.
We no blow up.
She didn't think that was funny. Hey, I didn't write that. Mad TV did. Mad TV wrote an unfunny racist sketch.
Yeah. It's not yours.
It's not mine.
So it's not your fault that
I only repeated it to make fun of it, really. Mm-hmm. I didn't think it was funny. I don't think it's funny. It's racist. And now we're getting into the portion of the show that everyone loves. The only portion of the show that everyone loves, including us.
Game time.
It's game time.
It's game time.
So first up, we're going to be building the biggest Big Brother floater.
Woo!
And for those of you who don't know, a floater is somebody who doesn't do shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't make any moves.
They just float on by. They get by because they're invisible.
Yes, exactly.
All right. I think you went first last time for our draft, so I will go first. So for first pick, I take Victoria for endurance.
That's literally the exact category I had her for. I'm so upset.
I knew it.
I can't believe you.
Who was dragging her ass along in that season?
Derek.
Oh, yeah.
Literally made like a final two with her.
Yeah.
It was just like, I'll just have you here forever.
Yeah.
It's so embarrassing that she got that far.
Yeah, true.
It's embarrassing for everybody else who went out before her.
Yeah. So Victoria for endurance?
Fuck you. For my first pick, I'm going to pick Danielle from BB14 for endurance.
Nice. That's pretty good.
God.
She's as floatery as they come.
She is as floatery as they come. God damn it. And, here's one you're not going to think of. For body, I'm going to choose David from BB21 and 22. If you remember, he was voted off very early in 21. So for some reason, because everybody liked him in 21 for the 5 minutes that he was on, they brought him onto the All-Star season. And the whole time Memphis was referring to him as a rookie, and he kept making really bad mistakes. So I'm going to pick him for body.
You're going to pick him for body and
Yeah.
not for brain?
No, I'm going to pick him for body.
Okay. Okay. For social,
You mean
I'm go-
Riz?
yeah. For Riz, I am going to pick Jordan,
Okay.
Jeff Schroeder's.
I respect it. Yeah, yeah.
She's the only floater winner of Big Brother.
That can be debatable. Debatable.
Well, she's the first that comes to mind, and she
Yeah,
won
yeah,
Big
yeah.
Brother whilst being a complete floater.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff just carried her the whole time.
Yeah.
The only HOH she won is because he let her win it.
Exactly. So Jordan for Riz.
Aw. Love them, Jeff and Jordan.
For my third pick, for body, I'm going to pick Cam.
Do you think he's a floater? He's in like the same amount of alliances as Quinn.
He just hasn't made any moves.
He is giving floater energy though, so
He is 100% giving floater energy.
I allow it.
And he is jacked. He's an ex-football player. It's a pretty easy option, you
he
know?
doesn't even know that he's giving floater energy.
That's the most floater thing you can do.
Oh my god, you're right. Okay, for my X Factor, are you even fucking ready for this?
I'm fucking ready, dude.
I'm gonna pick Gina Marie.
Oh, damn.
Remember, Nick, where's his
Yeah.
mug? Oh my god. Okay.
She was nuts, bro.
So for X Factor, you can hold your applause, Gina Marie. For Brain, I'm going to pick Jen City, also BB14.
Yeah.
She was getting coached by Boogie. I feel like she saw a lot that was happening, but just like, you know, she's a floater. She couldn't win. She had no power ever.
Yeah. This is the hardest draft ever.
It is a hard
Because
draft.
you know what the inherent quality of a floater is? Is that they're forgettable.
They're forgettable and they can't win. I know. Actually, when I typed up BB's biggest floaters, I got, you know that message that Google gives you when there are no search results?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. History will not remember you.
Yeah.
This is a little bit of a stretch, but for Brain, I'm going to choose Brittany.
Whoa.
And the way I'm going to justify it is that she was a good player. She was smart. In a way, she was kind of carried by the Guy Alliance, even though they did kind of do her in at the end.
Yeah, because she had a good relationship with, what's his face? What was his name? He was the country boy.
Yeah, I
It was
know who
like-
you're talking
It
about.
was like something weird, like Biff or something.
Yeah, let's call him Biff.
It's Biff.
Yeah, she was kind of like getting along with Biff and Enzo and Hayden.
Yeah, they carried her along. She didn't have any solid alliances
No, she didn't.
in that season. She
Yeah.
was just close with that one girl that Rachel hated.
Yeah. So Brittany for Brain. Who do I have left? X Factor? What is an X Factor floater? That's tough.
Gina Marie, I think, was a good one for me.
Yeah, you took a good one.
You could pick Lydia.
Don't tell me what to pick.
Lydia would be a good pick.
Okay, I'll pick Lydia. That's a good option.
Don't tell me who to pick. Yeah,
And
I'll
for
pick her.
X Factor, which I decided all on my own without any other input, I pick Lydia from Jesse's season.
Yes, I did not tell you to do that.
That bitch is crazy. She's crazy.
It's
She'll
just-
watch you.
It was so middle school
Yeah.
because you would go to the jury house and there's that moment where somebody was like, who do you guys think is going to win? And whatever Jesse voted, Lydia would vote too.
Yeah. And she would watch you sleep, which is also middle school behavior.
Yeah.
You remember middle school when you used to watch your crush sleep at night? You would go outside her window and like peek through her window and make sure her mom's not there. And then you put down your camper pad and your water and your snacks, and then you just stare at her sleep. The good old days.
The good old days.
And that's going to be Lydia for X Factor.
Okay. For my fifth and final pick for Riz, I'm going to choose Kathy from BB12, the old lady that literally could not do a single thing ever.
Remind me who she is again?
The blonde lady from Rachel's season, that like she used to be a cop, and she was like really bad at all the comps.
Yeah, I remember her.
The blonde lady.
Yeah, I know Kathy.
Remember her and Rachel got in that big fight because she was happy to beat Rachel, and Rachel only picked her because she thought she would beat her. And then she was like, Kathy, say sorry for celebrating. And she was like, I celebrated because I won it.
Yeah, go Kathy.
Go, Kathy.
And that does it for our draft. I think I won the draft just by getting...
Lydia?
No.
Oh, by getting Victoria?
Yeah.
Yeah, you won. You
I
won
won
by
the
that.
draft. She's the biggest floater in Big Brother history.
She is the biggest floater.
She's the Michael Jordan of floaters.
Well, no, probably Jordan is because Jordan actually won.
True.
But Victoria made it far purely being she's the purest floater.
Yeah.
She's like a floater monk for other people who want to be floaters.
Yeah, she's a floater sage.
Yeah.
You have to go and read the scripture of floaterism at her house.
Yeah.
So my player has the brain of Brittany, has the body of Cam, has the endurance of Victoria, has the X factor of Lydia, and has what else is there? Riz. Oh, and has the Riz of Jordan.
Who did I pick for endurance?
I picked Danielle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So for my floater, I've got the brain of Jen City, the body of David, I've got the Riz of Kathy, I've got the endurance of Danielle, and I've got the X factor of Gina Marie.
That's decent.
She's a decent person.
That's a decent.
Yeah.
That's a decent player that you built. That's a decent floater. However, I got the biggest floater ever.
Yeah. Whatever.
I got the biggest
whatever,
floater. That bitch can float. That bitch can survive at sea for 28 days.
If
just
she
by
was
floating.
a character in the Avatar, she would be
a waterbender.
No, what's that guy who's like enter the void? Is it here?
Why did I want to say Hamas?
Cut that out.
We can say Hamas. We're not. Look, we don't know anything about that situation. We don't. Today is so scuffed.
Today is so scuffed. I feel like you saved it when you spit water all over yourself, though. Yeah. That's when the vibe immediately became better, is when you spit water on yourself.
I'll do that every episode now, since you guys love it so much.
You could make a business as like vibe fixer, and you could sell your services, and you just show up to parties and spit water on yourself.
Yeah,
and
true.
you make the vibes better.
That's true. Every party needs someone who spits on themselves.
Yeah.
Speaking of new careers, the white man's no longer living with us.
Oh, we lost our white man.
Very sad. He moved up into the mountains, and now he's herding goats.
Yeah.
And these are goats that he's romantically attached with, so they're extra tasty because they've known what it feels like to be in love.
Yes, the meat is, you could truly taste the love in the meat. Showman Snowman.
Hit him up at Alex Holiday Meats on
Instagram.
On Fiverr.
Yeah. on Roku TV.
On Roku TV, yeah.
He lives in the mountains of Roku City.
All right, that was fun.
I love Roku. We didn't do Showman Snowman's.
I know. I was about to get into it.
Oh, I thought you said that was fun, like you were ending it.
No. We're doing more games. One more game.
One more game.
Sadly, we won't be able to do a lot of games this episode because we're about to break up. But
true.
No, I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I made the vibe bad again.
It's okay. Spit more water on yourself. No, I'm just kidding. What is our next game?
Our next game is a Showman's No-Man's. So we're going to be doing Showman's No-Man's. And the objective of this game is I'm going to tell Adouria two people, and she's going to tell me if they're going to be in a Showman's or a No-Man's. Are you ready?
Yeah. Can the first pair be Quinn and Leah?
All right, Showman's No-Man's. First up, Taylor Hale and Kaser.
Taylor is so much younger than him. Are we doing like...
When they were on Big Brother. Let's just assume that they were frozen at the age they were on in Big Brother.
That's so hard though, because what age was Kaser frozen at if he did 3 seasons on his first season?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Just because, like, even if we're saying they're frozen at the ages that they are, let's say, like, there's not a massive age gap.
Yeah.
They're just so different as people. I feel like they speak 2 different languages because Taylor is, like, from the TikTok generation.
Yeah, she's Gen Z.
Yeah, and Kaser's from, like, before TikTok even existed.
You don't think they'll survive just because of their hotness?
No, I don't. I think Kaser is too not emotional, and I think she's too animated, which we've seen can work.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think they'd survive.
It's a no man's.
He needs to be with somebody like Janelle who has no thoughts or feelings.
Weren't they kind of vibing?
I thought that they were, but I guess they weren't. I wanted them to.
Yeah.
I liked them together.
And now Janelle is a racist. All right. Showman's no man's. Leah and Chicken George.
That's not real. You
but
know
remember,
what? You know
she's
what?
a chubby chaser.
She's a chubby chaser. Showmance.
Showman's.
Showman's.
Chicken George, you got lucky.
Showmance.
Now she's Chicken Leah.
Chicken Leah.
Mr. and Mrs. Chicken. All right. Next up, we have Mackenzie and Dr. Will.
Oh, I feel like Will is too specific. Like, I feel like he is Dr. Will 100% of the time. Like, 100% of the time, he is that character that we see on Big Brother.
I don't think it's a character.
No, it's who he is, but
Yeah.
I don't think he ever turns it off, is
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like, I don't think he has a serious moment ever in his life.
Yeah.
I don't think that man's ever shed a single tear. I don't even think he has tear ducts.
Yeah.
I think he removed them himself. You can get Botox and stop yourself from sweating.
Really?
Yeah, like you get it into the sweat gland, and then people who like sweat a lot do that.
I need that.
So maybe he put Botox into his tear ducts so he never cries.
Okay, remember, we're talking about Showman's no man's, not his tear ducts.
Yeah, and also we're only talking about things that are 100% true. I just think like she wouldn't get his humor.
I think it could work, and here's
I think she's too nice and pure for him. No
that's
man's.
exactly why I think it could work.
No man's.
Okay,
No man's.
it's a no man's, but here's why I think it could work. Because she is so sweet and naive, and he is literally an evil villain. He would run their relationship, and she'd be perfectly happy with it.
I just feel like he'd make so many jokes, and she'd never know. Like, I think she'd think he's serious 100% of the time.
Oh, but he's just so hot that even if he were doing that and the jokes weren't landing.
No, I think she needs like a nice, wholesome boy who would be like, hey, you want to go make out at the top of that Ferris wheel?
It is also, I feel like it would work also because she's a country girl and he's a city boy. And that's a love story written as old as time.
I don't know. Final answer is no man's.
How about an amance?
I'm the one answering.
We're going to call it an amance.
I'm going to call it a situation man's.
Situation man's. Okay, we'll take it.
Because I think he'd for sure flirt with her in the Big Brother house, but nothing would happen.
Yeah. Well, he flirts with everybody.
Yeah.
Dr. Will, I love you. All right. Next up, we have Cody Calafiore and Rennie.
Showmance. For sure. He likes older ladies.
He does like older ladies.
Yeah, dude.
And she was a hot hottie in her day.
She was a hot hottie in her day. She's kind of crazy. I feel like she'd make him laugh.
I feel like Italian. I think she is Italian.
I think. Yeah, I was gonna say. I feel like he'd look at her and be like, "You feel like home."
Yeah.
Yeah, showman's 100% showman's.
You feel like Toscana. All right. Last but not least, and this is gonna be a good one, Tugger and Angela.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh man, for sure, showmance, dude. They've got. Honestly, this might be the only one that you've given me that might be real.
Yeah.
They might have something going on.
I'm voting for them to hook up after the show.
I think they will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they're going to have like 8 kids together.
Yeah.
And they're all going to go on Big Brother.
Yeah. And they're going to be like the worst best players ever that blow up every 5 seconds but can't stop winning
they were
competitions.
made for each other.
They were made for... Dude, their win percentage together, unstoppable in that house.
They're the 2 most winningest players this season.
They are, next to Mackenzie, too.
Yeah. They would make some powerful Big Brother babies.
They would make some very powerful...
Very angry and sad all the time.
No, literally, their babies would be made for reality TV.
Yeah.
They would be made for... It would be perfect.
And if we're going to talk about plants, that would be the plantest plant.
That would be the plantiest plant.
Yeah, they should name their kids Plant 1, Plant 2,
Yeah.
Plant 3.
Yes.
And that does it for Showmance No Mans.
Woo!
And I think that does it for the episode.
Are you reaching out to touch them?
Yeah, feel me. Everybody at home, feel me. This is the end.
We should power stance.
But we'll be back. We just can't do it while sitting down.
We can have power
All
stance.
right, everybody at home, here's a thing that you should do if you ever feel the need to make yourself feel more powerful. This is called power stance, okay? Spread your limbs as wide as you can, take up as much space as you can, and just feel like the boss bitch that you are.
Thanks for watching.
We deserve your views.